Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms. I'm out here again today to work on getting the Quonset hut put up. The biggest goal that I have for today is to get the bottom track bolted on. As we're working on that and taking our measurements, we're also kind of speculating what's the best way to get these arches up. The instructions in the book and all the videos I've seen are standing these up with the ends on the ground. And you're pulling from above and maybe leveraging with some poles or 2x4s from below. And I feel like that's not that difficult of a task. The problem here is I'm not setting mine on the ground, I'm setting it on a 2-foot wall. So we've decided to go ahead and put an arch together, see how heavy it is, see if we're going to be able to lift the ends up there and then use that same plan, or if we're going to have to alter it so that we're prepared for the day we stand all these arches. First thing we're going to do is bolt one arch together. So I'll bring you over here and show you how they go together. So each one of these joints has 18 bolts with square-headed nuts, and there's a rubber washer on each bolt. And I've already started putting it together backward because obviously as rain runs down, you're going to want this inside of here so you're not running rain down in between your arches. And that'll continue all the way, the top arch being on top, and just work down the sides that way. It's staggering how many bolts came with this. There are 4 5-gallon buckets completely full to the top with these bolts. 18 per joint, 7 panels per arch, 29 arches. If you're wondering if the title of today's video was clickbait, I can assure you it was not. This is a project that we've been planning out the last couple of weeks as we prepped the area and kind of made our plans. I assembled a crew, got my friend Billy here and his 2 teenage sons, plus my 16-year-old son, and we were out here to get this thing stood up. I at least want to have 4 arches up, which is 8 feet, by the end of the day tomorrow, and that's still a possibility, but today we had some serious setbacks. It's one of those situations where you can visualize in your head exactly what you want to do and feel like you have this great plan, but when you start managing a piece of steel that's 45 foot long, it may not do what you want it to. I've already got this Quonset Hut playlist that's going to show you every step from excavating the ground to a finished building to putting doors on it, and I'm going to show you the good and the bad. So if you're interested, check out the whole playlist and see this thing come together. Alright, so we've got our first arch put together, and here's the next set of challenges. Every video I've seen on these is setting them on the ground. The instruction manual shows you setting it on the ground. The guy who sold it to me said a lot of people set it on these blocks. So I'm committed, I'm setting it on these blocks, but it's kind of a challenge of how do you get them up there. And we've found we can lift the ends up, but I think it's going to be hard to stand the arch up without it trying to walk. I think we can get this one up, but to make this easier, I think we're going to build the arches on pallets. Where all the joints are, we're going to make a stack of pallets the same height as the block so that we're building the arch and it's flat when it's built, and then we can pull it up. As you stand these arches up, especially considering there's a little bit of wind today, you've got to brace under them so they don't flex and move. And I did not pick up enough lumber that is long enough to make those braces. So I've got to run get some lumber, and these guys are going to build some more arches. I think we're going to do half arches, because you can either put up whole arches or half arches, and we're going to try both. But I got to go get some more lumber and some tie downs so that we can stake this off in each direction and it doesn't try to fall once we get it up. We decided to assemble as many half arches as we could. That way we're ready, whether we decide to put them up as half arches or go ahead and bolt them together as full arches. Either way, it's going to be easier having them partially assembled. So the plans have changed several times today. I was originally going to bolt down the entire bottom rail and then start building arches, but I think standing up full arches with that rail there elevated, and the way that rail sits high on the middle, I think it would make it really hard to stand up arches. So I think what we're going to do is bolt down only the first section of rail, stand up a full arch, then bolt down the rest of the rails, then stand up half arches the rest of the time. And that could still change based on how easy it is to stand up that full arch. But we've got several half arches put together, ready to go. I'm ready to see that first arch up. Alright, they recommend putting down caulking under this. I got this mastic, it's like a putty. I think it's going to do a better job of sealing in between the bottom rail and the concrete. We're going to put some caulking in between there too, but I think this is going to seal up pretty well.
You got to get lined up on that X first.
Make sure we're on choke line.
We're not there.
Oh yeah, I was only looking at the front. I thought you drilled it pretty deep, but
I did too. Evidently, wasn't as deep as I thought. I'll go all the.
you grab another one and we can set that depth stop again. All right, so this is what we're going to use to pull the arch up. We're going to slide this through one of the bolt holes, put a nut on it, and tie a rope to this, and use it to pull from on top of that scaffolding. I don't want to go climbing up on this with nothing between my head and the ground with a piece of government plastic. What do you think, Clark? Okay, who wants to top? I don't want to be up here. This is too much. There's seriously nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
You got a good insurance plan?
Only if I die.
Yeah.
If I'm badly wounded, there's no insurance at all. This isn't gonna fall. I don't trust myself to stand up on an area 2 feet wide without falling.
Yeah. I wouldn't need it.
It's definitely sliding.
Yeah. We're gonna have to pull back on it as they pull up.
Set her down.
Well, no, that's all right. I think that's okay.
Yeah. Well, the other one needs to curl that way then, if we're letting it do that. See how it's twisting that way?
Yeah.
What?
Hang on, let me hand him this right quick.
If we're gonna let it drop off the outside, then it needs to twist the other
Tell me
way.
if it's gonna drop so I don't.
Well, it's hung on this.
Well, okay.
What do you think?
I thought if we were gonna set it down over there, but I don't know.
I don't know if I can.
Okay. Well then, we need to push it back that way. If not, don't we?
Yep.
We can try to stand it up.
I got no board on.
Okay, we can hold it still while you get the board, I think, right?
Yeah, go get the board.
One of you at a time.
You can go.
Okay. See if you can push up with that board.
Come on, son.
And then wedge it into the ground. And then you go get the other board. It's trying to push you over, isn't it? Whoa.
Oh, heads up. I'm not even on.
Whoa.
Deacon, hold on. Deacon, don't let go.
No.
think you need to see. I can't pull while he's pulling that way.
You gotta push
I can't pull that corner up.
I'm trying.
No, you're not.
I'm
You're not
pushing
even
up. I'm pushing.
I'm about to slide off this thing.
We're twisting it pretty good.
Yeah. Well, PG needs to move over
Can
there
it
to the
set
corner.
down on that side?
Whoa.
Yeah, we pretzeled it all the way.
Oh god. We're one person short.
Yeah, I don't think it's going.
We didn't take this.
Okay, I'd leave it there and get one person down on the ground over there.
Yeah.
And you're right, these are way too long. They need
He's
to
like,
be
give me
like
all, give me all this thing.
6 feet shorter.
Oh.
There's something down there to land on?
Right
Yeah.
there.
You're standing on the only thing.
I just see his feet dangling.
Did he just jump?
I don't know if it was a jump or a controlled fall.
Oh, hold up.
Alright, you ready for me to try to stand this side up?
You want me to move down?
Yes.
You think I need to get this button?
We'll help you down.
Yeah, you need to switch over where your dad's at, I think.
Okay.
Don't push anymore, Peyton.
Huh?
Yeah, you're too far.
You're past. Yeah, I have no idea what to do.
It's fine.
I think we need to keep pushing where he's at.
I think we got to get underneath it and push it up.
Yeah. Gotta go up right in the middle. Oh.
But the problem is that he's not even, he's going to have to stand up and bench press this whole damn thing.
Yeah, we gotta get a board right under the middle and push up.
It's going to have to be cut off.
Huh?
It's going to have to be cut off.
No, let's set it down.
I think
Let's let it back down this direction. Oh God.
gate
Grab
out
the
of way.
rope, let it down slowly. Get the boards under it. Push it this way, Gage.
Huh?
Push it. The middle needs to come this way, not
Okay.
outside.
Is this rated for 500 pounds? Okay.
I'm 175, so
Oh, okay.
you're 325?
Yes.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Over the course of the last few months, I'm pretty sure I've watched every video that's out there on putting one of these Quonset huts up. And I've seen people successfully get the arches up, and I've seen people give up on it and decide to do it piece by piece or half arches. After our first failed attempt at getting the arch up, we stopped and we watched some more videos or rewatched videos I've already seen, and noticed that some people were using their wooden braces in the other direction and bracing them on the ground so they kind of acted like a fulcrum and hold the middle up. So we decided to give that a try. And I don't think anything was going to work unless we could figure out how to support the ends. Most people have these buildings setting on the ground, and the ends on a lot of them are even setting in a track already, and our ends were trying to fall off, and I think that was part of the problem. But bottom line is, we couldn't get it done like this. It seems pretty simple, but the metal just doesn't move the way you want it to. It seems like the way we have those two eyelets, we might need like 4 of them pulling up. But if you're not getting fairly even pressure all the way around the arch, it's not going to pull up straight. So that probably seemed like a complete fail, but I'm actually still happy with the progress we made today. Because We finished yesterday's job of knocking down all the concrete and smoothing that out. We got our process down for bolting down the bottom track. We unboxed all the parts, moved them up here, laid them out, and made sure we had what we needed and knew how it goes together. We found out that standing up full arches 2 foot high is more trouble than it's worth. There was only one way to learn that lesson. And I'm sure there's a way to do it, and I think if we were at ground level we could do it. But 2 feet high, the ends twist too much and I don't have a way to hold them still, and it's just not going to work for us. We're putting them up in half arches. So we've also assembled a whole bunch of half arches. So in the morning we can just start standing those up. And I think tomorrow there's no reason we can't have a minimum of 4 arches standing up. My original goal for the day was just to bolt down all the track. And I feel like we learned a lot today and we're ready to have a better day tomorrow. So I appreciate you taking time to watch. You should see more of our videos right here, and I'll see you next time.